rolling, check. Come and stay on the hardwood. Pump bacon, lip shaking, chillin' with. I be rolling out. Off the hardwood, straight.
Coming up, we talk to Raptors sharpshooter Dell Curry and his family about his lengthy NBA career, being drafted into 2 different pro sports leagues, and his reputation as a team prankster.
If you wore this sweatsuit into the locker room, you would be the joke for about 2 days.
One of the classiest athletes you will meet in or out of the association, and when his playing days are over, they should find a place for people like Dell Curry.
Oh, I'm sure you will see him involved with some.
Welcome back, and we're told that the apple doesn't often fall very far from the tree. Now, we hear that the Curry boys can really shoot the ball just like Dad. I guess they got a good teacher. So,
Yeah.
how much do you work with your kids basketball?
Well, when they first started, I worked on them as far as their fundamentals and mechanics, but now they just get in the backyard and turn the light on when it's dark, and often we got to call them in. So they would do a lot of work on their own.
Big block there from the Hornets. One in the shot. Dell Curry. Oh, what a shot by Dell Curry baseline.
Dell, in terms of your own career, where has the most growth occurred?
The most probably was in Charlotte, without a doubt, but I learned a lot in my second year in the league under Coach Wilkins, really getting a chance to play a lot there. And then going to Charlotte is when I got a chance to really play and show my skills, and being in one place for 10 years was really blessed.
Now, let's move over to the other side and let these guys keep doing their thing over here. You talk about being in Charlotte, and is it ironic for you that your career high, and I remember the night because I was there, November 2nd, 96. Is it ironic that your career high from a number of points is against Toronto?
Yeah,
Do you remember that game?
I remember it well, yeah, and Chuck, our trainer, Chuck Mooney, said that's probably one of the reasons why they brought me here, because I used to kill the Raptors a lot.
Dell, your career, you talked about the longevity and how much time you've had in the league and how blessed you are. What's ahead for you? What comes next?
Well, like I said, Paul, I want to play. I've really been taking care of my body and hadn't had any serious injuries, so I want to continue to play as long as I can contribute and help the team. Not a lot of guys can play as many years as I have, so I want to play as long as I can, and then I want to focus just mainly on my family. I don't want to travel as much, and see how good my boys can get.
A very, very interesting story about you coming to Toronto. I heard about it, and I believe the line from George Karl when you left Milwaukee was, he said to me, "I can't believe I was out-recruited by a tailor." And for those of us that know the foundation and your connections, tell us about how that went down, how you ended up in Toronto as opposed to being this close to being back in Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, I had originally in Milwaukee, still probably mad at me. I had agreed on a deal with Milwaukee.
You did get some booze there last year.
I still get them. I had agreed on a deal with Milwaukee, and I didn't sign the contract that was FedEx to me because there was a page missing. Well, while I was calling my agent saying, hey, there's a page missing, Butch was on the phone, called a tailor of mine in Charlotte, Kerry Mitchell, who called Jeff Hood, the executive director of my foundation, who called Sonia, who was to relay the message to me, don't sign, Toronto wants to make a deal. So in about a 24-hour period, I was pulling my hair out trying to decide, what to do, because I'd already verbally committed to Milwaukee and said yes, and I said no. So it was a lot of hate.
So as always, you go through the misses, and I was told that they actually said to you, Sonia, don't let Dell sign anything till you get a chance to talk to him. True or not?
Yes, true.
And then what was your role from there?
Don't sign until you get all your information. And I remember seeing George Karl a couple of games after that, and I told him, I said, there's lots of shopping to be done in Toronto, so I don't know about Milwaukee.
Let us in on what happened when you went home that evening. You said you got the call, and it was such a hectic evening.
It really was. It was just, all of a sudden I'm getting this call, I'm hearing about, a great opportunity for Dell to get to play in Toronto, to actually earn the money that he's been deserving to earn, because over Dell's career, he's been involved in situations where he's given up money to get other players. And so one of the things that I've always been conscious of is Dell getting what he deserves. And so when this call came in, I was like, oh, Dell, you got to listen to this, you got to listen to this. And Dell being like he is, I verbally already said something. So he was struggling with himself and really letting Milwaukee down, but also getting the best that he could get in a certain situation. So that 24 hours, he sat on the floor, he rolled around, he called everybody we knew, everything. So
we know how sensitive he is from this issue, but a couple of the guys have told me, Michael Bradley specifically, the rookie, and Eric Montrose, when I asked them who some of the biggest practical jokers on the team were, the first name that came out was Dell Curry. Now, you know your husband, but is he really a practical joker?
he is. Dell and I, about a couple weeks ago, this is coincidental, I said, it was close to Valentine's Day, and why should I love you? And he said, I have a great sense of humor. So he truly believes that. And, a lot of guys, they, when I see them, they're always cracking and joking, and Dell's always in the middle of all of that. So definitely true.
Okay, Mr. Practical Joke Man, can you give us, if not your best one, the best one that we can tell people about on TV?
Well, Paul, I don't mean to take this personal, but if you wore this sweatsuit into the locker room, you would be the joke for about 2 days. No, I'm just kidding. But that's just some of the stuff that we go through in the locker room.
Sonia, I believe that's what they call killing people. Well, I'm hoping that I will be alive and survive another day. I want to, come on, hey guys. The rest of the Curry clan, I'm going to invite all of you back in here.
Who won the game? He did. All right.
Okay, Sadell, come on in here. Come on in here. Want to thank the entire Curry clan for being with us today. We had a great time. You're a great family. Both of you great role models as parents. Dell as an athlete, Sonia as a mother, and you guys are pretty lucky to have the parents you have. So. For all of us here, and I will make sure that the people that own this company will give me a new sweatsuit. I'm Paul Jones, and we'll see you next week off the hardwood.
Thank you.
Rolling out, off the hardwood, straight. Off the hardwood, I be hanging out, chilling with. Off the hardwood, straight. Off the hardwood, off the hardwood. Hanging out, rolling out. I'll be getting my kicks off the hardwood, straight. Alley-oop, but shoot.